Hello, my name is Diana Salazar. I recently made my oral defense in order to obtain a master's degree in English in applied linguistics for foreign education here in Colombia, and this is also a very global opportunity because applied linguistics is a type of a specialization which is based on how English and how the teaching of a language is related to so many subjects, to psychology, ethnography, sociology, narrative discourses, literacies, professional development, and so on. Basically, the skills of the program are based on other subjects such as psychology and the ones I mentioned before. The focus of my thesis was based on EFL preschooler subjectivities, and I did it through a pedagogical intervention of art-based literacy. What I wanted to inquire basically was that these courses the students were holding while having while having cooperative interactions inside the classroom. Subjectivities in language education is basically how are we subjective into multiple discourses inside the classroom, and how students position themselves in regards to that language that they are learning. What is the identity that they're seeking through in order to learn the language? What I found was very interesting because some of the students still have a very strong colonial perspective upon what is language learning. And a lot of that discourse comes from home. So parents don't see English as a tool in order to learn more things, but a tool in order to acquire power, to acquire material and symbolic power. I focus a lot on Foucault's perspective of power and the oppressed and the people that are oppressing. So it was very interesting to see how 4 and 5 years old manage their own rules inside a classroom. I found very interesting patterns in regard to what is subjectivation inside the classroom and how children can respond or resist to the power. Also, the feedback that I received from my committee at school at the master's degree was that I need to inquire more on this, because in Colombia and in fact around the world there is a huge gap in this type of research. There is a lot of research based on preschool years and early childhood years based on language, phonics and grammar. But there is little research done based on discourse analysis that students have inside the classroom. And what was the other question? I just forgot. Give me a sec. I feel successful because it was this is a study in which you have to be very careful not to seem like you're manipulating the data analysis, because you had to make interviews. In order to inquire about a student's identity and about a student's subjectivity, you need to take everything from the discourse of the students. I made a huge triangulation with 4 different instruments: interviews to parents, students' artifacts, and videos. So it was a process of 6 months analyzing that data from my previous school. I feel successful because none of the jurors, and not even my director, thought that in any moment I was non-validating my information. They thought that it was, au contraire, too much information to analyze, and that's why it took me so long to do the process of finishing my thesis and my dissertation. In order to apply these skills, I think that this has improved somehow my teacher awareness inside the classroom of listening to my students more, not being so naive of what they have to say inside the classroom, but actually guiding them into inquiring more about the world. And also, this also relates a lot with intercultural competence here at school, because you are not only teaching them a language, but you're teaching them a language in order to acquire more knowledge and more awareness of the world they're living at.